my kid and I got up nice and early to go to the Electric Vehicle Fall Festival for 2022 at Dominion Raceway. They had a car show, which had all EVs obviously, as you can see here, and we'll go down the line. But they also had track runs. You can actually get your car out if you have an EV and run it through the track for about 150 bucks. Or you could also go through and have somebody drive you. You just have to sign a waiver. They also, at the end of the day, had drag strip time where you can go in and race other EVs. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to stay for that because my kid wanted to go home and play with cars after seeing all the cars race. But look at this Model S. We're going to come back to this bad boy later. This thing's super cool. And then they have a Lego Cybertruck in the front. And look at it a little closer there. It even has the broken windows. It's phenomenal. As we kind of move past the grandstands here, we're still in technically the car show part of this, but we're also getting close to where the staging area is to get everybody ready to race. So there's a really good representation of EVs here. It's really cool, and they even had a charging station set up, which is not something they had in previous years, or to the extent that they had in previous years. The Ionic 5 I still think is a really cool looking car. This one in particular with the wrap that it has on the matte gray just looks awesome. As I said, they had a really good selection of EVs here, and this is one that you could have taken out on the track. Somebody would have driven you, but it's a Kia EV6, and I haven't really seen these things on the road in the wild. I think I've seen one in the time that I've been looking for it. This thing looks awesome in person, and it looks really good going down the track. It's quick. And these are kind of the last few cars that are part of the car show, sort of. We had a Model 3, and then we have an old school Leaf. This was my first electric car as far as model goes. I love that car. I kind of wish I still had it, honestly. And just finishing up here, we have this beautiful Model X. This is a Plaid edition. It's gorgeous. And then there's a whole bunch more in the Tesla world going down here. The best thing you'll notice about Teslas is that Tesla owners love their vanity plates. There are vanity plates everywhere. You'll see in the next couple clips. They're great all the way around. And here we have our first Tesla Model S Plaid of the day. There's multiples you'll see coming up here, but just a fun car. Here we have a Mach-E, again, jumping in on the vanity plates. It might not be just a Tesla thing, it might be just an EV owner thing. I think this is a really nice looking car overall. I understand why people are upset about like the Mustang name, but I think it's a nice looking car. I talked with the gentleman who owns this car for quite a while. He had a 2016, now he has a 2022, and he said there's such a difference in how Tesla makes their cars. The quality, just everything about them is just better from the 2016 to now. And you can see that just everything looks nicer. Here we have an Audi E-Tron rolling in, which again, another nice looking EV. And our second Plaid of the day, this one was actually pulling into the supercharger as we were leaving to come to the car show / event. As we came back down the row of cars, a Porsche had rolled in, and this is just a phenomenal looking EV. It's a great looking car overall, but just wow, this thing is great. And from everything I've seen, everything I've read, it's just supposed to be just a great car overall. Its range is good, it's accurate, and it just does what it's supposed to do. And we're going to jump back over to that wild Model S. You can see that there's tons of customization. There's red lights through here. They've customized the back seat panels. Everything about this thing is just customized. You can see everything from the center console to the steering wheel. It all just screams. This Rivian also popped out. This was the first car we saw come down the track, and this thing can absolutely fly while being a pickup truck. It's kind of incredible that we can do that. And then we have a Bolt going out here to get ready to race. Now, going inside the facility, they had a couple EVs, a couple of demonstrations, and they had this thing, which is really cool. It's a great little two-seater. This would be like the perfect commuter car in a place where it doesn't get cold and doesn't rain a lot. It's a really nice looking little thing, and it looks like it can move, and I want to take a spin in this really, really bad. A little later in the day, they had an EV panel, and a podcast was recorded as well. Now this is really cool. Not the bike, but this power charging station. This thing is just dropped in. It's pre-wired. All you have to do is hook it up to your transformer, and it's ready to go, and you have EV charging on the go. It's incredible. Here are a few cars that we saw earlier, hooked up to that charger. Again, this thing's super cool. It's just on a flatbed, slide it off the truck, put it down, and it's ready to go. And here's kind of the whole show looking down the side, and it goes for a long ways. I'm going to shut up after this, and we'll get to some racing.